vet comrades, TFCom, yeah. My thing for today, you can notice I'm a little I'm having dental issues, which I did not expect. It was very, very sudden. So, this how it started is yesterday, one side of my cheek was pretty swollen, and it hurt, but I figured it was more of like wisdom teeth coming in or something like that. Well, it just kept getting worse and worse, and by the time I was getting ready for bed, no, by the time I was getting out of work, both my teeth were both sides of the cheeks were insanely swollen, and it hurt to eat. Like, you know, my teeth hurt. So it was getting a bad headache. It was bad. And then by the time, right before bed, I got some ice cream, you know, to help with the pain, you know, something like that. Well, it was sherbet, but basically, you know, ice cream. And I took a spoonful or whatever, and one of my teeth chipped. So it was on that side that is hurting to chew. So I don't know what happened, you know. I was thinking maybe a cavity or something. And it's weird that I didn't have any pain until like right that day, you know. And it chipped. And not enough to really be visible. I haven't checked, honestly. I've been kind of out of it. But enough that, you know, I noticed, I was like, what is this, you know? It was very, very weird. Well, I started heading to work later on today, and yesterday my throat was really dry, and I figured I was dehydrated, whatever. Today it's gotten worse and worse and worse, and I've been drinking stuff all day, and it's been hurting to swallow and stuff. So I think it has something to do with the dental thing. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I'm torn between seeing a dentist because I don't want to go if I'm sick, you know. That wouldn't be good for them. They'll get sick. I don't want to be a dick, you know. But it's the way it feels, you know. You know, it's doing that. And then when I started heading to work today, my tooth wiggled. Like, I could wiggle it with my tongue and with my fingers. And keep in mind, this isn't a baby tooth, it's like an adult tooth. And it wiggles. That's not insanely, but it's very bad. It's the one that chipped. I don't know what is going on with that tooth. And now that I'm leaving work, my gums hurt very, very bad. Especially that one spot. So I don't know what happened. Well, something fucked up. Some sort of dental issue. I don't know. I'm actually going to pause the video so I can go get a milkshake. Let's see if it stays paused. Okay, guys, the video stayed paused. Here's my proof. I did get a milkshake. But, yeah. So I'm having a lot of dental issues with all that stuff. You know, stupid stuff going on, basically. I don't know what happened with my teeth. They were fine before. I mean, I had swelling about a month or two ago, and then it went away, and I assumed that was just wisdom teeth. And my mom told me it kind of comes and goes, like, really bad for a few days or whatever, and then it'll be gone, and then later on it'll start again, and it keeps doing that until it's finished growing, is what she said. But I don't know. I don't know if they're supposed to swell. I mean, I guess you are getting new teeth, but it doesn't seem right to me. Like, my whole cheek starts swelling out, and it's just painful. Painful as all can be right now. Just even swallow, which of course, you know, is pretty much important to do. Oh my gosh, it's been bad. I don't even know what you do in this situation. You just wait it out. Because again, I don't want to go to a dentist if I'm actually just sick. I mean, obviously I have dental issues I need to get seen for. But if my dry mouth and that is me being sick, then I don't want to, you know, be the dick that goes to the dentist sick, you know? It's bad. You know, I don't want to be a dick. But maybe it is dental. I don't know. As it is, I'm going to try to find a dentist. Because I don't have one currently. Little embarrassed to say that I haven't been to a dentist in almost 4 years now. Because reasons, no. I always told myself that I would find a dentist in my town once I moved. And I just never did. When I moved, my grandma said she would find one for me, or help me find one. And we both go together. She never did. I don't know if she has a dentist now. Maybe she never got a dentist. But I don't know. I don't know things here. I don't know what takes my insurance or whatever. But it's hurting a lot. And I know I lose insurance in December. The end of December. So need to get it before then, I guess. It hurts so much right now. And I'm trying to think if I want to delve into this situation. Yeah, I'll delve into it. Okay. My boss, my manager, I don't like him much, as you know, but he had the worst day ever. Whew. So as you all know, that one girl, it's no call, no show. It's been 4 days in a row now, and he still isn't able to get a hold of her. He said he was able to get a hold of her husband, and he just said, I don't know, what's up? So I'm sure she just got another job or something else. Maybe he'd be worried. I don't know. But, whatever. And so she didn't show up again. Which she kind of planned that she wouldn't. My boss was there from 5 in the morning. And he was supposed to leave around 2? I think it was 2. Yeah, he was supposed to leave around 2. Which is still a pretty long shift. Well, the assistant manager was going to take over for him. He comes in, apparently doesn't even stay 10 minutes. Says his teeth are hurting and he's leaving. And, I mean, it sounds like kind of a coincidence that both of our teeth are hurting. Maybe it's the weather. But, I mean, I didn't tell him my teeth were hurting, so I guess he couldn't have got it from, he couldn't have said, made it up. But I don't know. He says his teeth were hurting and he went to the dentist or anything else later on. So I guess either he's sticking with the story or his teeth were hurting. But he says his teeth were hurting too bad he had to go home. And so my manager's like, well, what am I supposed to do, you know? Only other key holder we had is working for her brother's funeral, getting prepared. And, you know, dealing with making family and stuff like that. So, you know, but I'm a key holder, so that would have worked as long as he got a cashier. Basically, the rules are you have to have 2 people to close every night. Well, he called the cashier was supposed to come in later on. And so he would just have to stay until she got there at, I think she was supposed to come in around 7 or so. Well, she called in saying that there was a family emergency and she couldn't come in. Not sure if she'll be there tomorrow. I don't know, because I'm supposed to be with her again. But family emergency. So, you know, so my manager, he's calling every store ever. Because he's like, I've already been here since 5 a.m. I can't close as well. And I feel for him. Oh my gosh. That would be 5 to 11. And not like 11 p.m., not a.m. It would have been bad. Very bad. But he's trying, you know, and he's rightfully angry. Calls every store. They all say, we don't have enough people to give you one. And it's funny to us, or, you know, like, they just say, you know, it's your job, you take care of it. And I just look at that because anytime they needed help, instantly I was there. Some other people, too, I'm sure. Like, Trixie, I think, did, too. But, like, 99% of the time, it was me they called over. So, you know, kind of a dick move that they're not helping out, either. None of the stores in Tyler, we have, like, 6 in Tyler. None of them were willing to part with anyone. He ends up calling corporate, which sounds like a big deal, but he's, like, best friends with the girl. And he's like, you know, look, I've been here since 5. None of the stores are giving me people. I can't be here all day. And she just said, you're a manager, it's your job, you know, too bad. But then she did, I guess, sympathize them a bit. She said, how about you can go and take a nap or whatever, and just be back here by 9 to close. So you'd be the last hour of the day. You know, it's okay, I guess, but you know, he told me, he's like, he's like, don't worry, I'm not going to do it. I know that that's a very bad thing, mostly because recovery is from 5 to close, and, cashier can only be up front. So, as cashier, I couldn't do any of the chemicals or things that, get really messed up in the back. And that's, just what happens with recovery. Whoever's on the register does all the front, and whoever's, not on the register does all the back, and that's how we split it up. Well, if he didn't come back till 9, he'd have an hour to do the entire back, and it obviously wouldn't work, because he still has to count down drawers and everything else, so he wouldn't be, he'd have to do that instead. Basically, it'd be impossible. But he says, I'm gonna go get some lunch, and just relax in my car for maybe like 10-20 minutes, and then I'll come back in. I'm like, yeah, go ahead, I get that, because he's been there since 5 a.m., had no lunch yet, no food yet. He hadn't eaten that entire day, which is just, whew. That's pretty crappy. Especially he lives pretty far from the work, so, he hadn't, it'd been a while that he ate before he even got to work. I was like, yeah, go ahead, obviously, go eat, Well, I keep waiting, and waiting, and waiting, and waiting. And basically, he never came back. I was getting really... I thought he bailed. I honestly was so convinced he bailed. Then I was like, maybe he is waiting till 9. I don't know. And, he kept claiming he wouldn't, obviously, but... I'm let these people get in their car. People are being very obnoxious, and I don't want, I guess, them to think I'm filming them or something. I don't know. My phone was kind of held up when they were running around, so they may think. But I have front-facing camera. Let's let them leave. Okay, they're gone. Okay, so yeah, he never really came back. I didn't check if his car was there. I guess I should have. I don't know. Maybe he went home. I don't know. But, basically, he comes in. Well, one of my regulars comes in, and we talk a lot. We're pretty good friends. We don't hang out outside of work, but, the type of people that you kind of gossip with. She comes in and she's like, you're all by yourself? Where's someone else? There's always another person here. And I'm like, well, we had someone, and he went to get lunch and never returned. He was supposed to be back by 6 something. And she's like, wow, what did Jacob do about it? I'm like, it was Jacob. Which, is my manager, Jacob. So, we weren't, he eventually came in, almost right after he said that. But it was, 8:59. And he used the whole thing, saying, he said, I told you that... He's like, see, I told you that I'd be back before 9. And it's like, sure. First of all, you didn't even say you'd be back before 9. You just said you'd be a few minutes. But I guess that's his way of saying that he did good. Because, see, they told me to stay till 9, and I stayed even less than that. It means I worked an extra minute or something. I don't know. It was stupid. So, very, very, very dumb and stuff, but I get it. Oh my gosh, I'd be so hateful at the world if that was the case. He goes in the office in the day though, and he's, takes a while to count the drawers, which is kind of iffy to me, but it comes out the new schedule. He said, he said, I'm gonna come in later, because he was supposed to open, and he's like, I am exhausted, I've worked all day. He moved himself to come in at 10, which is still insanely early, I guess, but... and he was like, and I was like, well, good, I hope I don't see you tomorrow, and he's like, you will, I'll be there before you leave, and I was like, I meant, I hope you don't close, and he's like, oh god, no. So, what sucks for him, he's not even paid hourly, he's paid salary, so he could work nothing and, still get the same pay, so it's a lot to do for him. We're not sure, I'm supposed to be closing with, that one cashier, you know, the only one who's not a key holder right now. But, he texted her the new schedule and everything and said, you know, basically texted her saying, can you come in, an hour early or so? I think it's an hour early, yeah. And she hasn't responded to him. He did it around, like, 9:30 or so maybe she was asleep. I doubt it, but, you know, you never know what's going on. You never know. But, we'll see what goes on. My assistant manager is supposed to open tomorrow now, which originally he was going to anyway. Which is weird to have two people in the morning, but, you know, there's a reason behind that. Oh my gosh. Because of two people no longer, you know, on our staff, more or less, is the one that no call, no show for so many days in a row. And, what she says he's gonna probably have to terminate her, you know, she's not responding to him, there's nothing he can do, you know. He also told me later that he, apparently she gave a bunch of fake numbers for her references, and he figured, you know, maybe she got the number wrong, I don't know. And he researched the companies and got the right number, which is kind of weird. That he would still hire her, but, you know, he was nice about it, he was like, whatever, you know. But, you know, so he did, but he told me that, I didn't know about that. So she's still no call, no show. And, yeah, okay. And so then we had the other one who's away all week to, you know, deal with family for her brother's funeral, which I get. So it's just me, Carlton, the assistant manager, Jacob, the main manager, and then Brittany, which is the cashier. And the issue with Brittany, so I don't know if she's going to come in tomorrow, you know? And obviously, you know, they're not going to stay. But basically the thing, since there's so little of us, and putting out stock can only be done before 5 o'clock at night. And so we can do recovery at the end of the day. Because of that, we are insanely behind. Insanely so. There's been, you know, no one really working, so you can't get recovery done. We still haven't finished any from last truck. Well, we still have some left over from last truck. And our truck for this time arrived on Tuesday. So we have, like, so much stuff we haven't even got to touch yet. It's crazy. But, you know, it's just, there's nothing we can do about it. We're working our asses off, but, you know, if there's only one person there, they have to stay up front. They can't go unload the detergents or something in the back. And so we're behind. I'm sure corporate's going to get on to us about that, but, you know, I think Jacob will have our back here. He says, you know, even he was saying, like, when truck came, he's like, there's no way we're going to fit anything more in there. And the truck was like, well, you know, that's not really my problem. I have to deliver it. And we understood that. But it was, whew. It's basically impossible to get to that back room. So, you know, grab whatever one's up front. Hope it's for your area. I don't know. Oh, it was bad. It's still bad. It's been a big day. Oh my gosh. But no, like, honestly, that's a worst day ever situation for him. And he's back tomorrow. He did ask if I come in a little, well, he didn't ask. He said you're coming in a little early. And I was like, fine, whatever, you know, whatever. Coming in 2 hours early. But, yeah. It makes sense, I guess, because, I mean, he said that my schedule with school said I could. I didn't check yet. If I could have another tab, I would right now. I'm gonna try to think what's tomorrow. Okay, yeah, I get off about 3:20 tomorrow, and he wanted me in at 4 instead of 6. Yeah, that's fine. It'll be another, I'll get 10 minutes to eat. I'll actually get to eat tomorrow. As I told you, I've been running from work to class, and vice versa, and everything else, and it's been, I don't get anything. I don't get any sleep. I've been up usually till 8 a.m. every night. Actually, last night, I went to bed around 2, and it was weird. I was bleh. Which I think is why, you know, because I was starting to feel the tooth pain thing, and now it's getting worse. Yay! Like, at some point, I can't even eat, like, soft foods without my teeth hurting, you know? Like, mashed potatoes are hurting my teeth. And I'm like, what is wrong with this tooth, you know? Oh, no. Is it noticeable? See, it's getting red. Like, swollen around the tooth. Wait, no, it's that one right there. I know, I'm just, like, showing you my tooth. It's that one right there. Ah. It's all red and wiggly. That hurts like hell. And my cheeks are, if you noticed, probably can't tell there, but here it's inflamed near the bottoms. Oh my gosh, it's so much pain. Yeah. Ew. I also went to a career fair today. I was thinking about if I want to put this in or not. It was extra credit for my class. You know, so I was like, whatever. I wasn't going to not do it. And honestly, if I knew about it beforehand, I would have gone to it, you know. Because I would have loved to go to it. Which I probably could have known about it if I actually looked at the school website or something. But I mean, like, you know, they didn't, like, directly say anything to anyone. There was no signs up or anything. It was good. It was very, I was like, what do I do? You know, I was very, I had never really been to a career fair. I got some good information though, more or less. Not really. I got a lot of information about the Peace Corps, which I was looking into. I just thought they sounded cool. Apparently they are looking to, work on the psych issue in a lot of countries, especially Ghana. And they need, someone with a psychology experience to, you know, psychology degree to fix that issue. And the fact that I already went and I'll be getting a psych degree and I'll know a bit of Twee already, they were really, really interested in me doing it. They did say I needed to get some sort of medical experience. They said it can be internship, doesn't even have to be paid. But, you know, it can be anything. If you volunteer, they don't care. Like, volunteer at a shot clinic, whatever. But, they didn't think I needed much. Basically, they're saying that the next one leaves in the summer. If I want to go, then to do experience until then. You know, I'm like, wow, that's really short. But, my issue here, first of all, I don't know where to get experience from. But also, a big worry I've been having is, I'm on a lot of medications. And I say a lot. I've brought it down to about 2 now. My Adderall and my testosterone, which I didn't even think about my testosterone until later on. And those things, they only give you a month for at a time. Sometimes if you're insanely lucky, they'll give you 2 months. But they just don't give any more than that. And, you know, there's no way for me to get a bunch and bring it, you know, to the country or whatever. And a lot of these countries that the Peace Corps go to don't have good medical systems, which is why the Peace Corps is there. Which means I would not be able to get these certain things. Especially some hot picket things like that. Like, if it was something like an anxiety med, I wouldn't be able to get that, but maybe I could get something else, something like that, you know, to work through it. But Adderall and testosterone are usually huge laws against those. And again, it'd be hard to get my needles I would need for testosterone. But they did say that we have a doctor for just us when we're there. So I wasn't sure if, you know, they could get me my medication. But it's such a weird medications, you know, that maybe they wouldn't be able to. You know, it's kind of an iffy thing. But they did say that if you're part of the Peace Corps, you get dental and all other medical insurance free. For the, the time before you go, which I think is 6 months, 3 months, something like that. Until you come back, you get free medical care, which is amazing. They did say you have to do a health screening before you go, so I'm not sure what that would include. I don't know. But it looked really interesting. My main worry is the medications, and then also no matter how much I want to go to another country, I'm scared to do it alone, you know. Last time I went with a group. This time I'll have a group, but I won't really know them very well. They'll be more on, like, a professional level and not, like, a friend level. And, you know, be Scary going to a place where you don't really have friends. At least in Ghana, I'll understand a bit the tradition if I'm able to go back there. But at the same time, I knew Ghana didn't have a very good medical system, and I didn't, I don't really... I was fine because I brought stuff, but I didn't really want to risk not being able to have my stuff, I love the place, though. It was amazing. It was beautiful. Sorry. But, that was another thing. And then I also looked at this place called Access, which is, they're stationed about, they have two places, one an hour from where I'm at now, and one an hour and a half away. Or I think it's 2 hours away. That's the two stations. They deal with, children who are having issues, learning disabilities or whatever, and they're not diagnosed. They help provide, free or insanely discounted testing to these children. And, behavior problem children, and they also, are involved in spreading the word about schizophrenia and bipolar, and helping to get these people the help they need, correct testing, the knowledge of the fact that, certain pills, do not take those. And if anyone knows about those things, is that the old schizophrenia pills caused huge muscle complications. A very bad muscle and I'm sure the bipolar ones did too. So that, they teach, because those are still on the market. So you have to be very careful of, who you get to prescribe them. Some of the people who prescribe them don't even know that, those are bad ones. Like doctors aren't specialists in schizophrenia, they just go, oh, here's a cheap one for you or something. And, that's why you have to be careful. But basically, things like that, they like to spread the word. And it sounded interesting. They also said that they have, they need like a social work type job to interact with the child, watch over the family, more or less, when the child's getting testing. Watch for bad reactions, kind of observe the family itself to see if maybe it's not just the child that has issues. If it's adult, we can get adult testing too. Things like that. It's more of a, kind of like a watchful eye, and that sounds interesting, honestly. I feel like I don't know enough about it. Maybe I should look more into it. But what gets me is in CPS, they were there. They weren't, I didn't expect them to be there, but they were. Because the brochure said what was going to come, and they weren't on it. Maybe they changed their mind, I don't know. Though a lot of benches things were empty, and they had little signs as to when we were supposed to be there. So maybe they were late, maybe they didn't come. But whatever the case is, CPS came, and it wasn't very helpful, honestly. I was kind of really disappointed. I guess they're not meant to speak out. That's not their real job, but person from there, at least from what I could tell, knew really nothing about it. Or maybe she didn't, she just didn't care. I went in, I was like, oh, so, can I learn some more information about Child Protective Services? I am actually going to college for that. That's my goal, and I graduate in December, and I would like to work for you guys. And she's like, okay, have you applied yet? And I'm like, no, how would you do that? She'd just go online and apply, the emails, the things on the brochure, and that was all she would say. And I was like, well, fuck you. No. Also, I don't see a website on the brochure, so, whatever. Maybe she didn't really know. There was also stuff set up for, family protective service, elderly protective services, elderly and disabled, and those type of people, the ones who also need protection, obviously. And there was some stuff over there, so maybe that was her specialty, and she didn't really know much about the CPS side. She just happened to have the stuff there. And that's something I could look into too. I didn't even think about it, the adult protective services. It's always something to consider, I suppose. But, basically, I managed to look at 3 careers, which was good. I don't know. A Peace Corps I'm really looking into. I don't, know what it will be like. But until I get some more information on Access, right now I'm only considered CPS, or FPS, I think it's Family Protective Services. And then, you know, I just lost it. I'm Peace Corps. Jesus. I don't know. It's been a long day for me. And it really hasn't. I don't know. Well, I was up earlier because I actually, I got up early to go to the career fair. I, planned out 2 hours of my time, everything else, because they were open for 3 hours. I was planning out at least 2. And honestly, I was in and out in 20 minutes. They don't really talk much. I mean, I don't talk much either, so maybe I wasn't asking the right questions or something. They're just kind of like, okay, here's a brochure. I don't know. But they just didn't seem very interesting to me. I don't know. It just was, Maybe they didn't think I was very interested, and so they were just like, whatever. I don't know. Maybe they were tired. It was 1 o'clock. They wouldn't be tired. I don't know. Whatever the case is, I was kind of disappointed in it. I did say like 90% of what was there was nursing stuff. I mean, our school is known for nursing and psychology. Those are our 2 big things we're known for. And other than nursing, there was 2 police groups there. Our local police and then Houston police. There was the Air Force. Kind of ironic for them to try to get you to join after college. Usually they try to get you in high school and say, like, what their little words are, oh, we can pay for your college. Though I'm sure that if you join afterwards, they'll pay off your college you already took. I mean, your student loans or whatever. I'm sure they do it that way too. So maybe that's what they were going about. But that was basically it. We had a few psych ones. There was a cooking one. It was very, I don't know what they were doing. It was strange. I don't know why cooking one. A lot of people who want to be cooks professionally don't go to college. Or they do, they go to culinary school, We don't have a cooking degree plan, But whatever. My thing's about to time out, so lots of stuff happened. TF Calm, signing off.